I want to give gratitude because I got donations, and um, I see that people are, email me. I found some emails from some people. So thank you for emailing me with interest in working with me on my projects. And thank you for the donations over this past week. So I decided to do my 4C here live on video. I did start some of it here. As you see, it's twisted. Now, there's some things I changed in my 4C here care that changed the game for me. Now, the very first thing I did was to make sure that I don't do my hair bone dry. Okay, so if I do the middle of my hair and I do the edges, I put rosemary water in the middle of my hair and my edges. Where my hair grows slow at, I put rosemary. Okay, where it itches a lot, I put rosemary. Okay. Now, what I decided to do is go back to the old ingredients. I started using the hair lotion, this right here. My hair grew really fast and really long when I used to use this. Now, I noticed in just like a week and a half using this, I swear, y'all, I see hair growth. I swear, y'all. So, this is what I put on last. So, I went back to the old school um, hair routine that my mother used to use. So my hair is wet. Let me show y'all what I've been doing, and it changed the game. My hair is wet. Now, I don't use leave-in conditioner unless it is a botanical leave-in conditioner, like by Paul Mitchell's. Like, you can't go cheap with the leave-in conditioners. Leave-in conditioners, I found out, have to be botanical because they have to have minerals for stimulating hair growth and softening hair. So either you come out your pocket for a botanical leave-in conditioner or don't even use it. That's the truth, y'all. So I'm going to show y'all the botanical leave-in conditioner that was recommended to me by a 4C hair expert. Okay, the two guys are experts, and props to the LGBT community, because both of the guys are LGBTQ and they know their stuff. So I'll post what leave-in conditioner I would use, but I don't use any but a botanical. So I don't have a botanical in my hair right now. So what I did was I used a rosemary and peppermint shampoo with co-washing it with a clarification conditioner. So basically, my hair got clarified and stimulation from the rosemary peppermint condition shampoo. Okay. What I found out about 4C hair is that it wants to be stimulated. You have to stimulate hair growth because it has because you're using a bunch of product, and because it can have bacteria that blocks hair growth, you have to put stuff in it that stimulates hair growth. That means it has to be in your shampoo while you're massaging. It has to be a shampoo that specifically stimulates hair growth. Rosemary and mint, or peppermint and aloe vera. So I used the shampoo, then I used a clarifying conditioner, apple cider vinegar clarifying conditioner, which softened my hair. Okay, which softened my hair. Now, what I found out is that if your hair is not soft, you don't get no moisture. Your hair needs to feel soft after the shampoo and conditioner. If your hair feels real hard and stiff, it will not seal in moisture, no matter what product you use. Now, what I found out about 4C hair is it doesn't like to be dry. Even if it dries fast, if you have high porosity, your hair dries fast. If you have low porosity, your hair dries slow. So the high porosity hair girls like me, this means you cannot squeeze all the water out. You have to just gently squeeze it. You can't like you would do low porosity. Okay, you can't do it like low porosity. You got to just kind of sponge it because your hair dries too fast. So you actually have to have more water dripping from your hair than low porosity people before you put your products in. I repeat, if you're 4C high porosity, mean your hair dries fast after shampooing, you cannot dry your hair with a towel. You have to just sponge it like this. You just give it one sponge on each section, and that's it. You're going to feel water dripping on you. Put on an old t-shirt as you do this, okay? All right. Um, when you're in the winter season, the hair grows slower, so it needs stimulation. Okay. Now, after I shampoo and condition my hair, I immediately put a sealant in there, which is a castor oil grease. Castor oil grease do not go on your scalp. Let me say it again. It doesn't go on your scalp. It goes only about 2 inches up from the hair end, about there, about right there. Okay? That's it. It's to protect your ends. That's all it's doing is sealing and moisture on your ends. It does not go right here. Only grease that could go right there is a sulfur or a medicated grease. Okay. By the time the castor oil grease runs down to your scalp, it'll be wash day. So you only want to put it near the end. Now, each time you do your hair, you're going to check for split ends. You don't have, like what I found out is that there's no every 6 months split ends. It's every single time you do your hair. So, I'm twisting this up here. So I'm looking. Let's see what we got here. Looks like a little bit. See how that's a little bit there? There's a little bit. It's not a lot. It's just a wee bit. So it's better to have no split ends, shorter hair. See that? See that raggedy end? I want y'all to see it. See it? See it raggedy? There. There. Okay? It was a little raggedy. The raggedy is the sign that the hair needs to be trimmed, the raggedy end, so it doesn't split all the way up. So because I already put the castor oil grease in, I could put the lotion in. Now I started using the lotion because the butter, I find that butter is not necessary unless you're going to use it by itself. If you're a grease baby like me, then you're better off putting the lotion on as the last step, which would be the lock method, LOC. So it would be water, oil, which would be the grease, and then it would be the lotion. Now, if you're doing an itchy part of your scalp, then of course you want to part it, and you want to put the sulfur there. We know that middle of the head tends to itch. You're only going to put a little bit right where it itches, where it normally itches, and you're going to actually rub it in. Okay, you have to take time and literally go like that to stimulate it. Okay, you don't just put the grease in. All right. So the last thing you're going to put in after the LOC method, the LOC method is done, you're going to put the gel. Gel is locking all the products in. That's why it's the last step. Okay, that's why it's tougher. Okay, so then you're going to put, now the one I'm using now, and I swear it's like strong. It's a strawberry scent braid lock twist. I'll let y'all see what I'm using. Okay. So it has to be on the ends, otherwise the ends are going to break. So even if you don't put the gel all the way up to the root, it has to always be at the end. This way, so I don't do perfect parts anymore because I noticed that it creates spaces, and it creates like almost like your hair gets trained to be that way. So now I could use my little stick here, see? But no one is looking directly on top of my head. So that's really unnecessary. Now, if this is the thickest part of my hair, then I won't plait it at the start. Okay? I won't plait it. Now, sometimes I got to add a little bit more on the ends. Okay? Here we go. See how I trimmed it? I did trim it because it had some raggedy in there. Just put a little bit more. Okay. All right. The more I found out that 4C here likes childish hairdos. It likes jumbo plaits. Try not to make your plaits too small, otherwise it breaks. Do not make your plaits small. Really, the bigger the better, so you don't get no breakage when you take them out. Okay? There. Now see how this looks kind of bulky? So I'm going to actually plait that. Okay? Maybe I want it to look flatter and closer to my hair. So I'm going to actually plait it at the roots now. Now, let's say it's been getting dry. Like, oh my gosh, it's drying so fast. Because 4C hair high porosity dries fast. All you got to do is respray it before you twist it. See how that feels like it's drying so fast? It dries super fast. So, especially if you're in a room where it's dry. So I just sprayed it a little bit. Because no water, no moisture. Remember that. If you're trying to seal in moisture, the water creates the moisture. Okay. So that's the back of my head. Woo! So I have this part sectioned off. See? Look at all the shrinkage. See how it's shrunk? But look how soft it looks. Because I pre-sealed it with the grease and water. Okay? So all I have to do since it's sectioned. Now, I can start from the back or I can start from the top. But I'll start from the top since y'all watching. Okay. Now, what I don't do is I don't comb my hair dry anymore. It has to be wet. Otherwise, I notice I get breakage. Okay. See, it's sectioned off if y'all can see it. Y'all can't see it. I already have it like a part down the middle. Okay. I'm not wearing my hair out no more unless it's roller set. Because I find that it's too the climate is too hard on my hair in the north. Okay. So see how I pre-wet it? Now it has a little bit of rosemary in it. This has a little bit of rosemary for stopping dry skin and for hair growth. So when you comb 4C hair, it makes you think that it's not fragile, but it's actually very fragile. When you comb it, you want to hold it. You want to hold it, okay? And it's supposed to be a wide, see this wide space comb? If it takes too much to comb go through, you might have split ends. So if you're going like it's hard to go through, you probably have some raggedy ends in here. So because the middle of my hair, for some reason, tends to break and try to make me think it didn't break. You know, I don't have any dead ends. It tries to make me think it doesn't until I get to combing it. So I'm just going to check it here. We're checking to see if there's any dead ends. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit there. See? It's not just uneven. It's like raggedy. Okay. I'm looking where it goes shallow. See? I'm looking where it goes shallow. Okay, see? See how that end looks now? It doesn't look shallow. See, it doesn't look shallow and it's even. Okay. So let me just check this one. The middle of my hair stayed. It has a way of making me think it didn't it don't got the split ends. But every time I go to the stylist, she holds it up and starts clipping. I'm like, okay, it low key. It low key has split ends. Now, if you're using stimulating stuff to stimulate your hair, and you're sealing in moisture. Your hair should be um, growing. So you're retaining most likely every couple of months a few inches and cutting off about an inch or two. See that there? That's raggedy. There was just a little bit. Okay. I don't mess with the dead ends. I get them off. See? Look how easy the comb goes through now. See that? Look. Just look at that. That's why you got to get rid of the dead ends. So that the comb just goes right on through. People be stressing about 1 to 2 inches of hair to cut off. It's like they're chasing hair length that bad. It's like, get rid of it. Now, because the front of my hair grows slower, um, I'm not trimming it every 2 weeks like the rest of my hair. I trim the front of my hair once a month. There we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. Somebody said their hair is not growing anymore. If your hair is not growing anymore, it's probably probably have a deficiency. So you may want to get a supplement. Okay. I'm putting sulfurate in the middle of my hair because I don't like that itchy feeling that gets in the middle of your hair when you have your plaits in too long. I don't like that. It's annoying. Y'all, I've given up so much for the new year. I have what you call movie day and internet surfing day. It's like I ain't trying to surf. I ain't trying to do movies every day. I ain't really trying to mess with that TV every day. I'm done. All them distractions get in the way of self-care. You know how some people wake up and they're just so worried about um they just run to the gym. I'm like, I could work out all day, but I need to get my hair. I need to take care of my hair. You know. I'm looking to see how shallow. There's still a little bit there. Really not that much. It's a little bit. I was just checking to see. I think I'm gonna get me a in repair solution or a spray that protects gray. Now, once I do this real tight, I'm gonna be able to see just how much dead end it got. I was able to see it with the see how I pre-plaited it already. Yeah, there's still a little bit left. See, there's still a little bit left, but not a lot. Yeah, there's still like a little raggedy in there. It's a wee bit. See that long raggedy in there, there. Okay. I'm telling y'all, my hair started growing faster and getting healthier ever since I started doing bi-weekly trims, like off, like getting rid of the dead ends, checking. I think dead ends split up the hair faster than we know they do. I think every month you go with a bunch of dead ends in your hair, it splits up higher than we know. And then, okay. So I told you I use lotion now. This grew the hell out of my hair for years. This right here. Okay, y'all. So y'all can listen in. I'm still doing my hair. I'm leaving my stuff in at least 2 weeks, y'all. And I'm washing my hair with while it's plaited. I ain't taking the plaits all the way out. I ain't doing that again. Taking the hair all the way out. Just to replat. No. I'm washing my hair with the plaits in. Because I think it's just it could be like a waste of time to be just like taking the hair all the way out, combing the hair all the way out, all that type of stuff. No. So I'm gonna go get me a stocking cap this week and do stocking cap washes for my hair. But I'm doing bi-weekly check for split ends, because what is the point of trying to grow your hair if you just letting split ends split the hair up? You're not getting ahead. That's why some people say their hair haven't grown. No, your hair's probably splitting and splitting and splitting. So the growth, your trims are taking off the inches because it's too split. So get rid of the split ends. It's better to start with a clean slate come the new year, you know? I'm telling y'all, like, it really is better to start off with a clean slate. Like, your hair, you know? Okay. So now all I got to do is the back. So the front, the front is done. So I'm going to take a break, hydrate, and I'm going to bust the back out. Okay. Woo! It feels good to have them dead ends off my hair. Praise God, dead ends are gone. I can feel dead ends on my hair. It messes with my vibration, my frequency. Okay. I'm going to get back on. But I wanted to talk to y'all since y'all did send donations, and I saw an angel number that said, a scripture number that said rewards are coming. So I wanted to give gratitude. But I'm going to list the products that I use because y'all see how healthy my hair look. So I am going to be switching to Paul Mitchell shampoo and conditioner or Mazzani. I don't see the point in using any other conditioner if they're not specifically made for 4C hair. Like, I'm not buying no shampoo and conditioners if they're not for 4C. Mazzani line is for 4C high porosity hair. And so is Paul Mitchell's botanical line. I know this because my two stylists, they are experts in 4C hair. That's most of their clients. So they told me to use those two lines. Matrix would work too, but it doesn't work as good as Mazzani because Mazzani has a high amp shampoo and hydrating conditioner. 4C needs hydration before the lock method. So actually, before you do LOC, you should actually steam your hair so you get hydration. So after you shampoo and condition your hair, the conditioner has to be in your hair to the point where you can actually feel the moisture hydration. So like mayonnaise conditioner, it will do that. All right, the mayo conditioner will actually hydrate and soften your hair. But Mazzani just takes care of that. Like, you get this, you can pay your little $50 and you get the shampoo and conditioner. But for me, I prefer to once a month I use apple cider vinegar clarification with a rose mint shampoo, a co-wash, and then when I go get it washed the second time, it's by the salon. So I only wash my hair once a month The other time I get my hair washed that month is by an expert. So I clarify my hair. I wash my hair once a month because I know that these over the counter shampoo and conditioners, this non-professional, they're not good for our hair, y'all. They're not. So I try to only use them once a month. And the kind that I use is Suave Rosemary and Mint Shampoo. And the clarification is the Repure Advanced Apple Cider Vinegar Clarification Conditioner. Once a month. The second time I get my hair washed, it's at the salon. I don't wash and condition at the salon. I noticed that when you get your hair washed and conditioned at the salon, they massage your hair so long when they're shampooing and conditioner that it stimulates faster hair growth. And you can find out the health of your hair. You can ask them, like, how's my hair doing? So I really think we got to lay off trying to do everything ourselves with our 4C hair. Like, I feel like, now the trimming, I think we should do ourselves like I just did with the 2-strand twist trim. Because when you get your hair trimmed in the salon, they try to make your hair even. They be cutting off hair that's not even damaged. They be cutting off hair that's not even a split end. They're trying to get all your hair even. And 4C hair, if you're wearing it twisted, it don't need to be even. I wouldn't even try to get my hair even until it got to like knee length. And then I would probably get it all cut even, which would probably put it like above my knees, but it would still be very, very long. Hi, everybody. I figured it out why it seemed like my hair wasn't growing. When I was going to the salon, they was cutting my hair even. They was cutting the healthy hair off too, just to make my hair even. And it wasn't me who noticed it at first. It was a family member who said, why is your hair staying the same length? And they said, your hair is staying the same length because they said they're trying to get your hair even. And this is someone who has perfectly healthy hair that grows really long, okay? And they keep their hair rolled up. They don't never wear their hair untwisted. Their hair stays twisted, and they got thick Irish-like hair, coarse hair, and they keep it twisted. But their hair is very even because they never wear it out. They keep it twisted. And they only shampoo their hair once every other month. They go to the salon for all their shampoos. They pride themselves on getting experts to shampoo and condition their hair. But I asked them, I said, how come even if we cut our hair at the same time, like your hair always ends up longer than mine? And they said, because your style, the salon that was cutting your hair is cutting your hair even. They're taking it down to the shortest piece. I said, oh, that's why. I said, I'm not letting them trim my hair no more. So ever since I started trimming my own hair over the last few months, I noticed that the front sides of my hair is almost to my chin. Now, it seems like I'm keeping my length. I don't know why the salons have this thing for cutting afro hair down to its shortest length when that's not necessary. Just get rid of the dead ends. Don't try to get it even until we're satisfied with the length, where it's really long. All right, y'all, but the products that I'm using in the order of my LOC method, I use, while my hair is wet, like almost dripping wet, I put the castor oil, Blue Magic grease, and olive oil grease at the ends of my hair, about 2 inches up from the ends. Like never lower than the middle. I try to avoid getting it on my scalp. So I do that to seal, to seal in the water to create moisture. Then the next thing I do is I put, sometimes I do this first, I put sulfurate grease on my actual scalp. Then the last thing that I use on top of the castor oil grease on my ends, I use Brunner Bros Maximum Strength Oil Moisturizer. It's a 90s lotion, hair lotion with castor oil. And I actually will stroke it all the way through from the root to the end. I found out that the reason why our hair was growing so fast in the 90s when we had relaxers and we was doing wraps and using oil moisturizer is because we was brushing the oil moisturizer from the scalp to the end of the hair. So the oil moisturizer with the castor oil and aloe, it was growing our hair. We weren't just putting it on top of the hair. Okay? So what I do is this right here. I'm going to show y'all in a minute. See this right here? This is a popular 90s line. See this? And we were putting this on the scalp and combing it from the scalp to the end of the hair. Okay? We were putting this on after we put the grease in. And when I tell y'all no lie, I use this for years, even on my daughter's hair, and I'm telling you, this grows your hair. Okay, this is the truth. I think it's because of the combination of the castor oil and the aloe. When it says it works, it's not lying. It works. They raised the price on it because I think they figured out that they created something that was really working for our hair. So it used to be cheap. Now it's kind of like a little expensive. But after I put this in, then I put the gel. Okay, then I put the gel. And I'm telling you, just feeling my hair, it feels the same way it felt when I was a little girl. Like exactly the same way when my mother did my hair when I was in grade school. It has a very like softy, luscious feel to it. But what I also found out is if your hair has got to be wet. Like it can't be like, oh, it's just a little wet. No, that's not going to work. So if your hair happens to dry fast, like high porosity hair do, if it dries fast before you get to the back of your hair, then you're going to have to re-wet it. The reason why 4C hair people, their hair be feeling like paper in one day, because their hair wasn't wet enough. People say the grease didn't work. The grease is not going to work if you don't use a cream or lotion on top of it. The grease is not going to work if your hair was not soaking wet when you put it in. The grease is not going to work if you did not already condition your hair. Okay? So, yeah. Now, grease works better on your hair if you use a fat-based conditioner prior to using it. So let's say you washed your hair, but then you use the fat-based conditioner, and your hair is wet. You wash the conditioner out, and then your hair is wet. The grease is going to seal that water in better because your hair has been conditioned with a fatty conditioner. So like an avocado conditioner, a mayo conditioner, or an olive oil conditioner. Okay, y'all, I gotta get ready to go. I'll see y'all later. Thanks again for the donations. I'll get back on video and show y'all how I'm done with my hair. The finished results of my twisties. But I'm making mine medium or jumbo because when I was making them skinny and I was taking them out, I noticed some breakage like months ago. So I was watching this girl's video on YouTube and she said, 4C here wants like gentle twisting and the jumbo ones is better because they're easier to take down. Now, here's what I found out too. When you take down your twist, they have to be wet. So don't just take them out. Like literally soak, wet your hair, like soak your hair, then take the twist out. It's better if you actually pre-condition your hair when you take them out. So spray your hair with your washout conditioner and then take them out. Okay? So only way I would use the leave-in conditioner on a regular now is for taking down my two-strand twist. I would spray my hair with the leave-in conditioner, then I would take them down. That way, there's no snapping or, it's not crispy and breaking as I'm taking them down because I put a leave-in conditioner. That's what my stylist told me a month ago. She said, because my hair dries so fast, so fragile, when I take my braids and detangle my hair or take any style out, it needs to be pre-sprayed with a leave-in conditioner or with a conditioner of some kind before I take it out. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for listening. Thanks again for the donations. Bye, everybody.